Bicycle touring is one of the most rewarding ways to see and experience the world. And since the bike shapes part of that experience, I'm going to show you the best touring bikes available with both performance and price factored in. In the first few minutes of this video, I'll explain what to look out for in a touring bike. Then I'll share my top picks across the 5 main touring bike categories. That's long distance, around the world, trekking, off-road, and light touring. To find the best touring bikes, I used the data found in my Touring Bicycle Buyer's Guide. This guide teaches you everything you need to know about touring bikes before allowing you to compare over 330 different models at the back of the book. There are so many more great bikes that I wish I could have included here, so you'll have to get yourself a copy to explore them all. Okay, so the first thing I analysed was the lowest climbing gear. Having sufficiently low gears is crucial for touring because it allows you to climb at a manageable speed. If your gearing is too high, you'll burn more energy than necessary, fatigue more quickly, and make every steep pinch feel harder than it needs to be. To compare the low gears of different touring bikes, I use a unit of measurement called gear inches. This standardizes wheel size, tire width, and drivetrain differences into a single number. Don't worry about the fact that it's in inches. Nothing ever gets converted, and you'll find the numbers easier to compare. A gear that's 10% lower in gear inches is simply 10% easier to pedal. For on-road touring, I target 20 gear inches or below, and for off-road riding, under 18 gear inches is ideal. In practice, the lower your gearing, the steeper the climbs you'll be able to tackle comfortably. Next, I looked at the frame geometry of each bike. My goal is to prioritize bikes that offer an upright riding position and stable handling. In practice, that means I'm focusing on longer chainstays and wheelbases, a tall stack height for comfort, and steering characteristics that suit the type of handlebar being used. Next, I narrowed the list by considering each bike's price relative to the performance it delivers. Touring bikes take a beating, so I focused on price points where you're most likely to get reliable components and solid performance. In most cases, that sweet spot falls between $1,000 and $2,500. If that's still outside your budget, consider tracking down an older model of any of these bikes on the secondhand market. You'll usually get excellent value without compromising on reliability. Frame stiffness is a defining characteristic of a true touring bike. Most touring setups place weight on both the front and rear of the bike, and the frame has to handle the twisting forces created between those two load points. If the frame isn't stiff enough, the bike can feel unstable and becomes more susceptible to speed wobbles. For consistent handling and stability, we want frames that are stiff without being overly heavy. Well-designed touring frames typically use oversized tubing to strike this balance, giving the bike a rock-solid feel when fully loaded. Touring bikes benefit enormously from wider tires, especially because they need to support heavy loads and handle rough or unpredictable surfaces. Although narrow tires work well on smooth pavement, wide slicks don't actually slow you down that much, and they're significantly more comfortable while giving you access to far more terrain. For most paved road touring setups, around 50mm is the ideal width with fenders installed. This keeps your options open. You can run narrower tires for pristine pavement, yet still have room for wider tires when the route gets rough. If you spend most of your time on dirt roads, going wider than 2.4 inches will give you the best control, comfort, and long-term durability. And finally, I favoured bikes that include dedicated kickstand mounts. It's surprising how many touring bikes still lack a proper place to install one. Kickstands only weigh 250 grams, and you'll use them dozens of times a day. That's when packing the bike, grabbing supplies, taking photos, or doing maintenance. Right, Our first touring category is long-distance touring bikes. These are built with enough stiffness to carry 4 large panniers, while using durable components that can handle the extra weight. They're best suited to travel on smoother roads, but are still capable of tackling rougher surfaces when needed. The Marin Four Corners has long been a popular steel touring bike thanks to its very competitive price point. Equipped with the latest Microshift Sword group set, the gear ratios are finally suited for touring. The bike offers a super upright riding position thanks to a long head tube, and it features lots of mounting points for different luggage setups. A smart feature is that the extra small and small sizes use smaller diameter 650B wheels, which helps minimize toe overlap. In fact, Marin makes the smallest touring bike here. It'll even fit riders as small as 150 centimeters or 4'11". If you're riding lots of mountains, I would recommend fitting a Q's rear derailleur and an 11 to 42 tooth cassette. These components pair perfectly with the current drivetrain, but will take you up much steeper roads. There's a kickstand mount at the rear dropout, so you can easily pack and park your bike, and the bike is available in 2 different colors. At the next price tier, the Bombtrack Arise Tour steps things up with a more premium frame and higher-end components, and it comes fully equipped with dynamo lighting, racks, and fenders. That does push the price higher, but keep in mind the accessories alone are valued at $800. The steel frame set looks great and offers typical touring bike handling. I especially like the hidden spare spoke holder tucked inside the seat stay, and the use of smaller 650B wheels on the extra small size to minimize toe overlap. The main frame drawback is the relatively low stack height. If you prefer a more upright position, you'll need to achieve it with a riser drop bar like the Redshift Top Shelf or an extra high-rise stem. The frame also isn't designed for a kickstand, but thanks to the seat stay mounted rear brake caliper, you can easily fit a universal kickstand like the Pletcher Multiflex, which I've found works very well. Moving over to flat bar touring bikes, the Riverside ADVT 900 earns its place on this list thanks to its outstanding value. This bike is available through Decathlon, and it comes fully equipped straight out of the box. It's got racks, fenders, pedal-powered dynamo lights, the ever-popular Brooks B17 saddle, durable Schwalbe touring tyres, and a long-lasting Shimano Q's drivetrain with a 20-inch climbing gear. The frame features long chainstays for stability and can support a 170 kilogram total load, which is about 40 kilograms more than most touring bikes. You can also charge your devices directly from the front dynamo hub, using a USB port integrated into the steerer tube. Independent tests have shown that the Cycle 2 charge system performs impressively at a speed of around 20 kilometers per hour. Our next category is around-the-world touring bikes. As the name suggests, these bikes are intentionally overbuilt to handle very heavy loads with minimal risk of component failure, and they're designed to ride well on mixed terrain. They tend to be heavier than other touring bikes and often come equipped with a range of accessories right out of the box. If you're looking for an around-the-world touring bike without paying a premium price, it's hard to beat the Max PaceMax Tour. This mountain bike-inspired touring bike is built around an exceptionally strong and stiff frame with a total system weight rating of 180 kilograms. The PaceMax has a very long wheelbase combined with slow steering, helping it stay composed under a very heavy load. The upright riding position delivers all-day comfort, And with 6 frame sizes, it can fit riders from 150 to 205 centimeters tall. Out of the box, the Pacemax is ready for global travel, featuring durable tubeless wheels, dynamo lighting, Schwalbe touring tyres, and an insanely low 14-inch climbing gear for steep hills. That's 30% lower than most touring drivetrains. You can also configure the Pacemax from the ground up using Max's configurator. Suspension forks, suspension seat posts, and a wide range of touring accessories can be added, and you can even choose from over 200 paint colours. There's also the option to upgrade to a roll-off 14-speed internal gear hub with a belt drive. That's around €1,500 extra. Our next category is trekking bikes. These are long-distance touring bikes built around a suspension fork, which adds comfort on rougher surfaces. The Cube Kathmandu stands out as an excellent option at a very attractive price. For a start, the Kathmandu comes loaded with touring essentials: dynamo lights, a rear rack, fenders, and a kickstand. The frame geometry delivers both an upright riding position and stable handling, which should keep you very comfortable on long road stretches. The Kathmandu is equipped well with a 20-inch climbing gear that's suitable for most touring situations. Shorter riders just need to watch out for the tall standover heights on the small-sized frames. Our next category is off-road touring bikes. These are built with extra tyre clearance, lower gearing, and more stable steering. Their wheels tend to be stronger, and the frames usually come with additional mounting points for frame bags, cargo cages, and extra water bottles. The Eska Lorax is one of the few drop bar bikes that genuinely blur the line with a mountain bike. Its ultra-stable geometry, generous tyre clearance, and ability to run super low climbing gears give it a proper off-road capability. This steel bike will fit 2.6-inch tyres at the rear and up to a 3-inch tyre at the front, giving you ample traction and comfort. The Lorax puts you in a notably upright riding position, making it much easier to access the drops for long periods of time. That means better braking control and plenty of hand and body position options for long days in the saddle. The bars themselves are wider than most, offering more steering leverage for when the terrain gets technical. In terms of components, the Lorax comes with reliable Avid mechanical disc brakes, durable Maxxis Icon tyres, and a comfortable Ergon gel saddle. On top of that, Eska offers plenty of component customization. The stock Microshift Sword drivetrain can be upgraded to SRAM or Shimano. You can also upgrade the wheels and brakes, add a dropper post, or even fit a suspension fork to tailor the Lorax to your preferred terrain. And if you're looking for a good rear rack for this bike, the Old Man mountain racks seem to fit best. The Kona Unit X is a rugged off-road bike that has proven itself on long-distance adventures across continents. At under $1,800, it comes equipped with an 18-inch climbing gear, clearance for 29 by 2.6-inch tyres, and all the touring braze-ons, including mounts for fenders, cages, and racks. Bike Magazine tested its lateral frame stiffness and found the Unit X to be the stiffest hardtail mountain bike ever measured, stiffer than any aluminium or carbon frame, making it ideal for carrying heavier loads. The main downside is a relatively low stack height, so a bar with extra rise might be needed for a comfortable upright position. Rear rack mounting can also be awkward due to the rear eyelet placement, but the Tubus logo mounts directly to the sliding dropout bolts, keeping your cargo low and stable. If my videos have persuaded you that roll-off hubs are a worthwhile investment, the Tumbleweed Prospector is a great off-road tourer. It's one of the priciest bikes on this list, but nearly half that cost comes from the 14-speed internal gear hub. These robust hubs offer more gears and a wider gear range than a typical 1x drivetrain, all while keeping critical components sealed from the elements. That means minimal maintenance, less cleaning, and fewer gear adjustments. You can set these bikes up with 3-inch tyres on both 29 and 27.5-inch wheels. It even accommodates 27.5 by 3.8-inch tyres, pushing it right into fat bike territory. This flexibility lets you customize your Prospector based on what you want to do. It's also suspension fork compatible, and it has mounts for racks, cargo cages, and fenders. The main drawbacks are the tall standover in the small sizes and the price. But don't worry, I've got a gearbox-equipped option that's much easier on the wallet. The Priority Bruiser is an off-road tourer built around a 12-speed pinion gearbox. These fully sealed gearboxes are renowned for their durability and are often seen as the main alternative to the roll-off hub. Pinion gearboxes offer some key advantages over roll-off hubs, including a broader gear range, longer service intervals between oil changes, and a whisper-quiet operation. However, they also come with trade-offs: larger jumps between gears, added weight, and a slightly reduced efficiency. If you'd like to know more, I have a video that compares them head-to-head. Instead of a traditional chain, the Bruiser uses a belt drive, which essentially eliminates the need for cleaning or lubrication. In the right conditions, belt sprockets can last over 30,000 kilometers, which is much further than you can expect from a chain drivetrain. The Bruiser frame features a stable mountain bike geometry and fits up to 2.8-inch wide tyres. As you'd expect from a capable touring bike, it includes all the mounting points needed for racks, cages, and accessories. And at $24.99, the Bruiser offers incredible value, especially when you consider that pinion gearboxes alone retail for nearly $2,000. Our last category is light touring bikes. These are designed to be lighter and faster on smoother surfaces. They aren't as stiff or durable as long-distance touring bikes, but will comfortably handle about 10 kilograms of luggage. The Poseidon X Gen 3 is the best budget light touring bike. This aluminium bike weighs only 10.2 kilograms and comes equipped with a full carbon fork, which is virtually unheard of at this price point. The fork alone saves 400 to 800 grams compared to typical aluminium or steel forks. Every component of the Poseidon X is designed for faster rides with a lighter load. It features the Microshift Sword 1x10 group set and Tektro mechanical disc brakes, which are easy to maintain while touring. But speed isn't the only focus. The bike also offers an excellent 22-inch low climbing gear and a comfortable upright riding position. The main downside is the lack of full fender mounts. However, the SKS Speedrock XL mudguards should work perfectly as an alternative. If you're after a fast, lightweight touring bike that comes equipped with dynamo lights, fenders, a kickstand, and a rear rack, the Focus Atlas is an excellent choice. Its frame was measured as the stiffest gravel bike ever tested by Tour magazine, coming in more than 10% stiffer than any other model, which is a major advantage when you're carrying luggage. If you'd like to see other top-performing frames, I have an article on cyclingabout.com that ranks the stiffest gravel bikes. The Atlas ships with 45mm tyres, but if you remove the fenders, 48mm tyres will fit in. While the 22-inch low gear is slightly high for traditional touring, the Atlas will do just fine with a lighter load. My pick for a flat bar light touring bike is the Cube Neuroad Pro FE. Like the Focus Atlas, it comes fully loaded with all the touring essentials, including dynamo lights, fenders, a kickstand, and a rear rack. It offers 40mm tyre clearance and a 24 gear-inch climbing gear, which can be reduced to 22 inches with a front chainring swap. What sets the Cube apart is its exceptional value for money. It's just half the price of the Focus Atlas, while still offering decent quality components. It always surprises me that Cube can manage to sell a bike this good at such a great price. And lastly, the Priority 600 is the ultimate low-maintenance light touring bike. Its big selling point is the fully sealed pinion gearbox paired with a belt drive. While slightly heavier and less efficient than a traditional derailleur system, it requires virtually no maintenance, making it perfect for long tours. The Priority 600 features an upright riding position and comes fully equipped with touring essentials: dynamo lights, fenders, tubeless wheels, hydraulic disc brakes, and a convenient kickstand. It rolls on 27.5-inch wheels with fast-rolling 50mm slick tyres, ensuring a smooth and comfortable ride. Okay guys, that rounds out the best touring bikes for 2026. It was super hard narrowing this list down to so few, but you can see all the other great models in my Touring Bicycle Buyer's Guide. You'll also learn about all the other important features of a touring bike and can then use the tools at the back of the book to compare over 330 different bikes. The best bit is that my guides are updated yearly for free, so you'll always have the latest version. I'll see you guys soon.